Greetings, I'm Rob Chapman.
And I'm the captain.
And that was probably the most descending into obliteration of tone I could ever imagine in my life.
What are you using here,
Well, what
Rob?
I'm using
What's
is,
on the board?
I thought, what are the three pedals that I don't own and probably never should? And they are the astounding Wadzocraft Metal Zone.
Yes.
Number 2.
From Boss.
From Boss. In at number 1, Boss. Big Booty Boss. Number 2, the Kwame pedal. Which, and actually, I've got to be honest, these two pedals I really would like to own.
Whammy, you know what? We had Eric Gales on the show earlier this year, and he uses the Whammy a lot, but not for, Tom Morello style stuff.
No.
And it's like, yes, man.
Yes, man. And then the Miku,
Our special custom edition.
the R2 Miku. So let me show you the descendants of tone with this here beautiful, beautiful ESP guitar. Made in Japan, and it's got poplar burl and beautiful colours and EMG pickups and all sorts of nice things. It starts off with this beautiful clean tone. With a swift tap of the metal zone. That's not all, Lee.
No, it's not. Sorry, I was just admiring the guitars behind us. I've not seen some of these before, but...
Once I've added the zone of metal...
Ironically, some of those licks that actually sounded how R2-D2 speaks in the movie.
And then I added possibly Lee's favourite pedal on earth, the Miku.
Sadly unavailable anymore. But
Because
hey.
once we demonstrated it, they all went.
What happens?
Which I think
Fine.
is just beautiful.
Okay, that's the end of the silly bit of the demo, and now should we just talk about great guitars?
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea, probably. I like that idea.
Is that-
So, I've got an E2 Poplar Burl
An R2
EMG,
E2.
an R2 E2 Poplar Burl EMG loaded filthy Japanese-looking ESP guitar. It's perfect in almost every way, shape, and form.
Can I tell people about the sort of origins of E2?
Yes.
So, just in case you're wondering, most of you will be familiar as a brand with ESP. It's a Japanese, very, very high-end custom luthier with also a custom shop in America. So sometimes what you see in America isn't by ESP, is done more locally. So then in the catalogue, you've got LTD, so ESP LTD, and they'll make the more affordable kind of licensed copies of all the ESP stuff. And what's happened in the last 3 or 4 years is ESP have kind of shifted the Japanese guitars into 2 basic ranges. So if it just says ESP made in Japan, that is now a pure custom shop. You can have anything you like from that guitar maker, just like you could with Fender Custom Shop. You can specify woods and pickups and finishes and special inlays, whatever you want to do. But typically now those guitars will start from about £4,000 and go up from there. So if you can't afford the whole ESP Custom Shop thing, there is a range of guitars from the same place, same luthiers, same factory, same timbers, all that kind of stuff. But it's more of a catalogue thing. So, you know, this would be a set spec guitar, you know, set pickup, set colour, everything. You couldn't change this. But the price comes way down. So this is what's called E2. So E2 is kind of like Japanese, but, you know, a standard range. And typically the pricing on E2 is somewhere between sort of 1,500 and 2,500, depending on what you want to do. I think actually goes pretty much head to head price wise with, say, something like Ibanez's J Custom. You know,
it's a bit like the old
stuff.
ESP standard range.
It's exactly like that.
And it even says ESP on the fretboard, so you kind of feel like I've got an ESP.
I think that's a good shout. I think generally, I would say the majority of people outside of ESP don't really understand why ESP felt the need to have like a different brand.
Well, I think it's a repositioning of brand. They're saying if you want a real ESP, it's like, you know, Gibson Custom Shop kind of vibe. It's the top. Yeah. You know.
But if you look at brands like Gibson and PRS and Fender, they've managed to go, here's the brand, and we'll just tell you on the back it's a custom shop model. Whereas ESP's kind of obviously it's a little bit more, you know, obviously precious about the branding. So ESP, if it says ESP, it's full custom shop, anything you want. If it says E2, still Japanese, still really, really high quality, but more of just a set range. And LTD sits below that as a sort of a range of licensed guitars. And with it, even within the LTD range, you can go from guitars for beginners for 150 quid to guitars for professionals, you know, at £1,500. So I've just taken a few out. We've got Horizons, we've got Eclipses, we've got there are 2 variants of the Horizon, one more super stratty, we've got arch top versions.
It's quite cool how they all have different kinds of pickups too. So Bare Knuckle, Seymour Duncan, you know, EMG, it's just, what do you want? We got it.
Yeah, and you know, you'll see that you can definitely tell, you know, they're using Seymour Duncan and on colours where they think maybe they're looking for perhaps a more traditional customer, and they're using Bare Knuckles, you know, where you're maybe looking at a more contemporary kind of customer.
Like you.
Exactly. So sorry, Rob. Let's demo your guitar.
Okay.
What's in yours? Have you got EMGs?
EMGs. Yeah. Renowned for their clarity of tone and sparkling sparkles.
I don't think that's an 81-85 set in there.
I don't think it is either.
That's the.
Sounds like a headset, but
I was about to say I think that's potentially, or something more vintagey voiced.
Yeah. Whatever it is, it's really high powered, so it's pushing the Friedman a little bit in the ass. I had to check to make sure that was a clean tone, because it genuinely is a crystal clean tone.
I'm still recovering from the last thing you said that we can't broadcast.
So yes, I have an EMG loaded dirty guitar. Let's start with some clean tone. Yes, it's a clean tone. It's a crystal clean tone. But these are pushing it so hard that it's just going, okay, I'm sorry, EMGs. Here is a crunch tone from the amplifier.
It's great.
Really harmonically open and kind of, that was on the neck pickup, so it's really, now
Sounds great.
we've got options because we're on the crunch. If you want to go lead, I got the snake oil or I got the metal zone.
Snake oil every time. Please don't touch the metal zone again. I take it all back. Was that the metal zone over the clean sound?
Yes. Metal zone over clean.
It's the Wazza metal. I've got to say, so in my brain, this is how the world operates. If you want a traditional Gibson Les Paul, you go and buy a Gibson Les Paul.
Yeah.
Or maybe you flirt with the idea of a PRS 594, something like that. Something that's still going quite a traditional looking, feeling, sounding guitar. However, if Les Paul's your vibe, but you want something way more contemporary, Eclipse, for me, is top of the tree.
Yeah.
It's typically going to be a slightly skinnier neck. It's going to have a slightly more contemporary...
Yeah, the angle's a bit different, obviously the body shape, and they've got these cool cuts and things to make it fit.
The neck
people
joint
like
is a little bit more like something you'd get on a through neck rather than a standard glued in neck. Yeah, you don't have to go crazy colours. You can go completely outrageous, or you can go very, very traditional. I think it's a great option, and typically the Eclipse as well. The E2 Eclipses are one of the more affordable Eclipses. So you are talking something like this will be less than a Les Paul Standard, substantially less than a PRS 594.
You know what? If you ever wanted to play with a really low action, some of the lowest actions I have ever managed have been on real ESP guitars.
Yeah, I really like it. I really, really like it.
Lee, I can't wait to hear this.
So I've got a Horizon. Again, this is a slab body one. Well, I've sort of got this little drop top bit here, but basically it's not an arch top. 3 positions, no coil tappage. Basically, we're not buying this guitar to get crystal clean funk tones. Hip shot style bridge, strung through the body. Got this nice satin finish neck here going into a gloss finish body, gloss finish headstock, and again this cool looking fade colour. I'm going to actually call the Fifth Amendment on this because I don't know what the... is it the Fifth or the Second? What's the one we don't have to say anything? I don't know. What's the one where you decline the right to say anything? Is it the Fifth or the Second? I think it's the Fifth, isn't it?
I got rights.
I'm not sure what the pickups are on this, other than I think they're bare knuckles. But I tell you what, I'll put the pressure on Rory because he's just going to write them on the screen right now. In terms of tones, I've got my guitar drop tuned at the moment to D, drop D. It's a big neck. When I first picked this up, I honestly thought, has someone given me a 7-string? And then you actually sort of go, wow, it's kind of reassuringly nice and big. Locking tuners, what are they? Goto locking tuners. I don't know that I've got a pedal on my board that really does a modern, djenty kind of tone. The Plimsoll's probably the closest.
What we've realised here, Lee, is that you need a metal zone on your paddleboard.
I do. I need a metal zone. Boss, sort me out.
I'm also going to go
one of
out
those Horizon devices, precision drive, and a noise gate, and lots of We have got a beautiful ebony fretboard on here. Absolutely first class fretwork, first class binding. I mean, everything that you would expect from a really, really top quality guitar builder. As I said, with a much bigger neck than you. It's not. Don't forget, like Ibanez wizardy kind of necks here. This is pretty conventional, and it's got really heavy strings on it, which I like. Not necessarily I like the fact that the strings are super heavy, but I like the fact they haven't just gone, oh, just stick 9s on it, because it's definitely going to appeal to someone that's probably going to want to drop tune this.
Would you like to plug into my rig and play through my metal zone?
Not really, but go on. I was just thinking, I could go Nickelback, couldn't I? Yeah. I'm not going Nickelback. You know what? Oh, hang on, sorry. You know what? It's a great feeling, beautifully. I think, do you know what? I think regardless of what genre a guitar is made for, if it's beautifully made, I can appreciate it. They're a lot like the Mayone stuff, you know, when you see it and it's like, it's genre's not really my bag, but they're so beautifully made, you can't help but appreciate the guitar. I feel a bit like that with E2.
As soon as you hold it,
the E2 movement.
As soon as you hold it, you want it.
There's too many.
Really good.
So again, same guitar here, but with a maple fretboard and in another colour. Looks awesome. But we should try next, really, the archtop one.
Well, I was going to say, surely that's your cup of tea there,
well,
Mr.
I might
Lee.
jam out with that. I mean, I'm instantly
feeling
like I like this. You have that one. I'll have the sort of orangey one.
The best job in the world.
Yeah. Jump on over to the Andertons website. Find the ESP section. There's loads of pictures of these guitars over there. Come into the store. Try some out. Hey. Oh. This feels like this has got a skinnier neck, I think, than that.
Yeah, this is a bit skin-wise too.
Than that Horizon we were just on.
love this guitar, man.
I've got to say as well, the bulk of the tones you're hearing from Rob here, he's using the metal zone.
It's all about putting it through the clean channel, man, and a really expensive amplifier, and it's Boss in Boss.
Boss in Boss.
Because you're using the Tube Amp Expandé and the Metal Zone Wadzowcraft.
It's when Bruce Springsteen wears his Hugo Boss t-shirt, Boss in Boss. So this is the Horizon 3. You'll notice it's the offset kind of body shape, and that top horn protrudes like a black rhino.
Also, at one point here it goes pink, which is why it's a great guitar.
Yeah, it's probably my least favourite shape of them all, but I think it's probably because it's the most out there, and I'm not really that guy, but I'm loving the sound of it. Seymour Duncan pickups, always a favourite of mine. We've
got a Jazz and we've got a Custom 5.
Yeah,
is that what it's called? Custom 5 from Seymour Duncan.
I love the Jazz, but it's
seems like an anomaly.
A strange decision to put in that guitar. The look of shred. Can I hear the Jazz on now? The Jazz humbucker is one of the lowest output humbuckers that Seymour Duncan make.
You want to hear it with a Metal Zone?
No, well, I just want it because what it should do is give you a real clarity around the lead lines. So let's just hear with that same channel setting, just on the neck pickup.
Okay.
I really like it for those lead lines. You can tell for chugging, it's completely inappropriate, but for playing all those kind of ripping solos,
I noticed if you get around this area, watch what happens. But then it kind of rectifies itself later on.
That's definitely a common feature with the Jazz Miku.
But this, I just love the way it's been set.
The dogs in the neighbourhood just started barking.
My new favourite guitar to play, maybe, for a while.
I honestly think, again, if you can, if you're that kind of guitar player that wants to buy a modern, contemporary working guitar, and you just want one where everything's great, fretwork's great, the Floyd Rose stays in tune, Pickups are great. Everything. E2 is just the way to go, I think.
E2, D2.
I mean, it's obviously money.
But make sure that you plug your E2 into a Miku.
And the last guitar that we're going to plug in is this Horizon NT. I'll be honest with you, it's a bit overkill that, isn't it? But individual coil tappage for each of the pickups. Again, struggling to get a clean sound. This is a relatively high headroom clean amp. But I like it. It's a little bit crunchy, isn't it? There's a cleaner tone. He says, ripping all of his tired old blues licks out on a guitar that should be for something much more modern than that.
Lee, if you want to touch the old zone, you just got to let me know, bro.
I don't. I've been in the zone and I didn't like it.
See if I can set you up a bit more of a modern tone.
Yeah, I mean, it's impossibly nice to play this. Is that a word? Impossibly nice?
Yes.
It's just a...
Try.
It's
try
just
that.
great. I might have to explore these a bit more. I like E2. What have you done?
Just try that.
Still sounds like a vintage rock guitar tone. I don't really have any pedals on my board. I mean, you can stack one into another and it might go there. A lot of feedback here. I can't play that stuff, I don't have pedals for it, and I know you don't like listening to it. So hey, you want to try this one?
I've owned two of them. I'm a big fan of the NT. It's so much fun. Why wouldn't you do that all the time? It's the best thing that ever happened.
Second best thing that's ever happened.
I'm really confused, Lee.
Have we whet your appetite for a bit of E2? I think we may have. So this wasn't really meant to be like a particular demo of individual models. It was more just, look, E2. It's out there.
You know what I'm taking home from this?
E2 phone.
I'm really confused that the metal zone sounds kind of good. I've got a lot of gain on it. Let's back off the gain just a bit. And let's just go, realise that we're going from that to...
I don't know what
They
I
never
like
used
the
to sound
most.
that good.
The guitar, the metal zone, the whammy.
Well, the
but I
guitar.
think it's probably still the Miku.
You guys take it easy.
Yep.
That's good, Lee.